What's going on, ladies? What's going on, fellas? I hope you all are doing well today. We are officially at 1,406 subscribers and counting. And I thank you all for subscribing. It means a lot. It's 11:18 in the morning. It is April 16th, 2025. We are 4 days away from 420. What do you guys have planned for 420? Are you guys going anywhere? For those of you that didn't know, Easter lands on 420 this year. With that being said, I want to give thanks to God for allowing me to be here and allowing me to make these videos happen for you guys. Because without Him, none of this would be possible. So, a huge shout out to Him, shout out to God. Like I said, it's 11 in the morning. It's April 16, 2025. We're smoking a joint of Bernihana butter, London pound cake, and cereal milk all combined into one. I'm not sure if I've done this before. I know I've mixed 3 strains one of the last videos, but I'm not sure if it was the same trio. We're using Vibes rice papers, and we grinded our bud with the Santa Cruz shredder. It's a biodegradable, I want to say. I don't know if it's hemp or it's biodegradable. Either way, it's better than the old metallic grinder that I used to use. As you can see, there's some paint chipped off within the grinder, so that's not good. That's not always good. I stopped using this. I stopped using the metal grinders just because I don't want any paint chippings in my weed. It's mind-blowing to think about how some people's first time smoking weed isn't like everyone else's first time smoking weed. And by that I mean, smoking flower for the first time. Some people go straight to wax, to concentrates. I saw a post the other day on Instagram, basically the exact same thing that I'm saying. It's crazy to think about how someone's first time smoking weed is could be out of a pen. Comment your guys' first time smoking weed. Comment how you smoked weed for the first time. Was it, or doesn't necessarily have to be smoking it. How did you ingest, cannabis? Did you eat it? Did you smoke it? Was it concentrates? Comment down below your first time smoking weed. How was it, and how did you do it? I know for a lot of new people smoking weed, it's not even smoking weed. They're smoking straight concentrates, THC. It's just insane to me to think about that. Like, there's, how babies crawl before they walk, right? Some of you guys never crawled. You guys went straight to running, smoking concentrates. So that's just mind blowing to me. Just to think about my first time smoking. I've said it before. My first time smoking weed was out of a pipe. We're talking about smoking. Have you guys seen the trailer to the new movie Cheech and Chong, the last movie? I know I'm gonna go out to watch it. It comes out on 420. Comes out on 420. I'm a huge fan of the first and second movie of Cheech and Chong. After that, I just couldn't keep up with the movies. I know they made a bunch of other movies, Cheech and Chong did. And I have written down, Harvard scientists claim ancient civilization was wiped out by a nuclear attack on Mars. What do you guys think about that? After NASA showing footage of Mars. Do you guys think that it looks like there was a nuclear attack there? Or do you guys just think that it's just a deserted planet, Mars? Comment down below what you guys think. I think it's very much possible that an alien civilization lived on Mars at one point in time. There's a lot of rumors online saying that they've seen pictures of pyramid-like structures on Mars. I've also seen posts where they say that there's pyramid-like structures on Mars, and how there's sarcophagi-like objects sticking out from the ground. India, a couple years back, India released a picture of their own pictures of Mars. And in their pictures, it looked nothing like the pictures that we have here in America. It showed that there was actually water beneath the surface of Mars. I don't know, what do you guys think? I definitely think there could have easily been life on Mars at one point. I'm updating you guys with what's going on with sports, with what with what I'm into, and a former 49er was traded over to the Washington Redskins. Debo Samuels has been traded to the Washington Redskins, and I'm not sure if he said this, but I think he said something around the lines of, he wants to win. So I guess the Niners aren't winning. I guess the Niners haven't been winning the way he's been wanting to. And comment down below, what do you guys think about that? San Francisco Giants have been on a roll, but then again, it's really early on in the season. I said this last year. I want to say that the Giants were also on a roll, and then they succumbed to all the teams. They succumbed to all the teams at the very end. I sure hope they do make it to the playoffs, to the World Series, and the championships, World Series. I want to see that happen. What do you think of the idea of our entire universe being in a tiny glass jar somewhere, placed on a shelf in an alien's child's room as a science fair project? Isn't that a trip, everyone? Wouldn't that be a trip? Do you think we can harness this? I think it's very much possible. Look what we do with jars, with ecosystem jars. What are they called? I forget what they're called, but a lot of people do it already. They have a bunch of life living in a jar, that never gets opened up. All right, guys. If you guys didn't know, I'm fascinated with pyramids. Alright guys, if you guys didn't know, I'm fascinated with pyramids and how there's pyramids all over the world. There's countless of pyramids all around the world. But it's strange to me that there isn't any pyramids in America. Is that strange or what? I know there's a lot of people that say that there's pyramid-like structures here in America. They just haven't been dug up. But I feel like, does America really want all that tourist attractions to these specific sites that haven't been dug up? I feel like they don't. One, I feel like they don't want people going there. Two, I feel like they don't want to go there themselves. I don't know. I don't know what to think of pyramid-like structures here in America and people not, wanting to go excavate them. It's insane the amount of pyramids in Mexico and how some of these pyramids have water underneath them. If you guys haven't seen the Mr. Beast's video of him visiting the pyramids in Egypt, then you need to go check it out, because he goes inside the pyramid of Giza, I want to say, and he's in water, inside inside the pyramid of Egypt, inside the pyramid of Giza, I don't know which pyramid it is, there's water inside of it. And inside the pyramid of Chichen Itza, there's water also inside of it, also known as a cenote. And it's crazy. I wonder if all pyramids have water inside them. What do you guys think of the exciting news that some researchers found under the pyramids of Giza? A lot of people are saying there's some coiled-like pillars beneath the pyramids of Egypt, and a lot of people have said this in the past, that these pyramids were intended to be a giant power plant. A lot of people say that pyramids in Egypt were covered in limestone, white as could be, with the top of the pyramid being gold, a gold cap at the very top. Why would there be giant pillar-like shaped objects under the pyramids? Comment down below. A lot of people say that it could be a city under a giant city under the pyramids. Comment down below if you guys have heard about the new exciting news, the new exciting discoveries in Egypt. Comment down below if you've heard. If you haven't heard, some researchers went out to Egypt, and they passed some sort of LiDAR, over the pyramids of Egypt, and they found with this special type of camera. I don't know if it was an infrared camera, but it shows a picture of the pyramids at the very top, and below the pyramids it shows some infrared colors, different from the top of the pyramids, and it looks like some pillars going all the way down. And so the researchers say that it's taller than the Eiffel Tower. If that's the case, what's really down there? Is there a city that hasn't been discovered yet? And if so, how much sand would they have to dig out for them to get down there? Another thing, you guys believe in the theory that the Pyramid of Giza were huge power plants? Comment down below. Given that the new research that has been put out show some giant-like pillars under the pyramids, comment down below. I've seen a lot of mock-ups of what they think the pyramid pillars look like online, but I wonder if that's what it really is. I wonder if it really looked like that. Because I think that guy, the head of antiquity in Egypt, is hiding a lot of knowledge from the world. Why? Maybe it's beneficial to Egypt. Since 420 is around the corner, if you guys didn't know, I'm not sure if you guys do this anywhere else in the world, but I know here in California, Northern California, a lot of people travel to San Francisco. I believe it's called Golden Gate Park. A lot of people know it as Hippie Hill. There's a bunch of artists that go there on 420 to smoke, to have a huge sesh with everyone there in the park. And people of all ages go to this celebration, to this park in Hippie Hill in San Francisco, California. My first time going to Hippie Hill went terribly wrong, everyone, and I'll start off by this. We were in 8th grade. We were making plans to go to Hippie Hill. my friend and I. Other friend couldn't go because he had very strict parents. So his dad smoked weed, go into his stash to smoke some weed, and he would always say that his dad had a nice looking grinder and a nice looking pipe. You know, and I was freshly new on the scene with smoking weed. He had a pipe, or his dad had a pipe, but that he would use when his dad wasn't home. I went ahead and said, "Hey, would you let us borrow the pipe?" And he said, "No." He said, "No, I can't let you borrow his pipe. It's my dad's pipe. I can't let you borrow it. He'll find it. He'll kill me." I asked a lot of times, even after he said no. I asked him, and I kept asking him, like, if he would let us borrow his pipe, you know, because we were going to Hippie Hill. We didn't have nothing to smoke out of, and we needed it. We needed his pipe to be able to, you know, to have a good time out there. And he was cooler with my other friend. So I would tell my friend, I'm like, dude, convince him that we need it, dude. Convince him that we need the pipe. Convince him. And he ended up convincing him as well. My friend ends up saying, I'm not taking responsibility for the pipe, you know, you are. I said, yeah, whatever, I'm gonna take responsibility, you know, and not knowing what was gonna happen later on, right? He ended up bringing the pipe to school the next day. I took the pipe, because it was a weekday, this 420 landed on a weekday. I don't know if it was a Friday or what day of the week, I think it had to be an early day. It was an early day for us because I said, perfect. We get out early, we're gonna catch the train. The whole time I said to myself, I'm gonna guard this pipe with my life. You know, I want to return this pipe back to him in one piece. It's the end of the day. I don't remember if we had bought the weed before 420, or we bought the weed that day on 420. I don't remember what happened, right? I remember getting out of school and heading towards the train station, which was downtown. We went up to San Francisco, and from San Francisco we walked quite a bit, and then from walking, we took a bus. Then we see a bunch of people walking. So I said, we must be here. Let's get off. We must be here. Let's get off. Let's walk with these people. We're all going the same place. Passing by on our left, we see a big patch of grass that's kind of on a hill, and behind it, it's a trail, and it's a bunch of like redwood trees or like sequoia trees, some huge type of trees, right? And I'm like, I look at my friend and I'm like, dude, we made it to Hippie Hill, dude, we made it. And he's looking at me, he's like, yeah, man, this is it? And I was like, yeah, man, this has to be it. Let's just sit down, dude. There's people sitting down here. Let's just sit down and start smoking. And we sit down, and I'm looking around, and I think we smoke a bowl. Older guys, they're smoking as well, but they're like, I don't know if they were saying stuff about us or I was just getting paranoid, you know? So I told my friend, I'm like, let's see what else there is. There has to be more grass up there, you know? There has to be more grass. And he's like, all right, let's go. So we go in, we're inside this trail, we're surrounded with trees, and we're on this trail. And I'm looking around, and I don't really see people. There's people walking like joggers, but I don't really see like any smokers. And I'm like, oh, it has to be here, right? We keep going, and then like we're walking up, and my friend, like, we're like halfway, and my friend's like, dude, I don't think it's here. And I'm like, no, man, no, I'm like, no, you're kidding. You really think this is not Hippie Hill? I'm like, yeah, this is Hippie Hill. He's like, nah, man, I don't think this is it. Let's smoke a little bit right here. Let's smoke right here on this little, you know, let's get off the trail. Let's smoke real quick, another bowl, and then we'll keep walking up. You know, we'll keep walking up. And he says, all right. So we walk a little bit. We see a jogger, and we're like, hey, is Hippie Hill up there? And he's like, what? He's clueless. He does not know what's going on. And I'm like, is Hippie Hill up there? Is there people smoking up there? And he's like, no. He's like, there's nobody up there. It's like, he was clueless. He's like, dumbfounded. He was like, what? He had no clue what the hell we were talking about. And by this time, it's already getting late, I think. It's already probably like 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock ish. And my friend's like, dude, we're gonna have to get going, dude. We're gonna have to get going. And I'm like, what? We haven't even gotten, we just found out this is not the place. And he's like, all right, we gotta start heading down, dude. And then we head back down. We get to the patch of grass that we were at first, and I don't. All we had to do was make a left. Knowing this now, all we had to do was make a left, keep going down a couple more blocks, and we would have gotten to Hippie Hill. But what we did was we made a right, and and I don't know what happened. I don't know if we just decided like, hey, it's already late. We gotta start heading back, or what happened. But we started heading down the street, right? We took a bus, mind you. We took a bus, and we had just gotten off right there. So we started walking down the street, super high, high out of our mind. Freaking 13-year-old guys, 13-year-old teenagers, 13-year-olds just smoking for the first couple of times in their lives. And there we are in San Francisco, trying to reach Hippie Hill, and we didn't make it. We started heading down the street. And by this point, we're both super high. There's a bunch of people just walking down the street like it's a parade, down the sidewalk like it's a parade, and we're just walking down. And I remember seeing food. Like I was like, dude, I'm hungry, dude. Like I want to get something. And we ended up stopping by like at a pizza place, or like I think we stopped by to get a slice of pizza. We got a slice of pizza, we ate it, and then we got back on the sidewalk, and we started going down the hill. And out of nowhere, I hear some sirens and like voice commands on their megaphone, and I'm like, no, dude, they're talking to us, dude, they found us, dude. I'm telling my friend, I'm like, dude, they're telling us to stop, dude. We gotta. I'm telling my friend, I'm like, dude, they're telling us to stop. They're telling us to stop walking, dude. They're telling us, and I don't want to look. I don't want to look at all to the left, because as soon as I make eye contact with whoever's the sirens, the cops, whoever, I know they're gonna make me stop. They're gonna make me stop. They're gonna see that I acknowledge them, and they're gonna make me stop. So I was like, no, I'm not gonna turn. I'm not gonna look. And there's some like, I don't know. It could have been teenagers or like some older kids behind us that were walking there as well. And I kept overhearing them like, oh yeah, they're playing summer, man. They're playing summer. And I was like, damn. I was like, they got us. I told my friend, I was like, they got us, man. They got us. I was like, no. And we keep walking. He's like, nah, man, just keep walking. Just keep walking. And I know they got us, dude. And I was like, oh, the pipe. And I tell him, I'm like, the pipe. It was like double, it was in 2 Ziploc bags. It was this dark blue, it was a glass, dark bluish, purplish looking pipe. And it was in a bag, it was in double bagged. And I remember going down the hill, and I keep hearing the sirens, and I don't know if they said like, stop right there, stop right there. And I just panicked, and I had the pipe in my sweatshirt hoodie, like right here in my hoodie. So I grabbed it, and we're passing by, it's San Francisco, so all these houses are like tilted, and they have little bushes in their, like kind of next to their steps. And I remember just grabbing the bag and just quickly tossing it inside by some bushes and some dirt area. And I told my friend, I'm like, damn, man, I dropped our friend's pipe. I threw it, man. I threw it, man. And he was like, what? He's like, no way. He's like, yeah. We just kept going down the street. We just kept going down the street. He's like, no way. He's going to be pissed, man. I was like, yeah, man, I tossed it. They were, the cops were right there. And he was like, He's like, what are you talking about? He's like, what? He's like, there's no cosmology. I was like, yeah, dude, didn't you hear? I was like, dude, you're over there fucking high. You didn't hear that the cops were trying to pull us over and shit. And he was like, nah, man. I was like, we gotta go back. We gotta go back. After we found out that no cops were pulling us over and we're just fucking paranoid as fuck, I was like, dude, we gotta go back. You know, I don't know how many blocks. We're like 2-3 blocks away from wherever I stashed it, right? And I was like, we gotta go back, dude. We gotta go back to that place to get the pipe. And my friend was like, nah, man, we gotta go, we gotta go. And I was like, ah, man. I was like, no, we gotta go back. And it was like, we never went back. And I just assumed I was like, the kids behind us ended up fucking taking it when they saw me throw it in there or something. Or who knows, you know, who knows coming on that pipe, or the freaking owners of the house ended up finding that shit. But that was my first year going to Hippie Hill. But it wasn't Hippie Hill, guys. We were blocks down from Hippie Hill, and you know, I fucked up and I ended up tossing out our friend's pipe. You know, as you guys remember, you know, I was over here like telling the guy, I'm like, come on, man, come on. You know, I was like damn near begging the guy for us to get the freaking let us borrow the pipe. And when we went back to school the next day, I was like, damn, I think my friend had already he got to school before I did. And then he had already told him, and when I get there, and he's like, damn, man, what the fuck, man? And I'm like, damn. I was like, I'm sorry, man. I was like, I tell him the story I just told you guys. And I tell him, I'm like, I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry, man. I thought that, you know, we were being pulled over, and I didn't want to get fucking caught up with the pipe, man. I threw it. And he's like, nah, man. He's like, you owe me a pipe, man. My dad, dude, my dad needs my dad's pipe, dude. And I was like, fuck, man. I was like, dude, I owe you. No, I owe you. I'll give you a pipe. I don't remember what the fuck happened. I think I ended up giving him some fucking money for the pipe. Like, you know, I lost his glass pipe. You know, back then, glass little pipes were like $30, dude. $30 up. Like, I think I can give him 30 or 40 bucks for it. I don't really remember. But that was my story with going to Hippie Hill. You know, unsuccessfully making it to Hippie Hill. That was my first 420, guys. That was my first 420. My second 420. I've been to 420. That was my first Hippie Hill experience on 420. I've been to Hippie Hill on 420 3 times, and this last time on, the second to last time is when I actually was inside of it. You know, I got to see everyone, like, you know, they're smoking 420. It's like 420, dude's about to be 420. Everybody's like trying to light up, trying to sit down, trying to, you know, to enjoy 420 on 420. It was a nice experience, you know. It's definitely a nice experience if you guys are ever out here on 420. San Francisco, Hippie Hill. You know, go get you some bud and head over to Hippie Hill. You know, I know last year they didn't. The city of San Francisco, they weren't gonna be doing no 420 Hippie Hill shit there. People still showed up. I know Burner's done a concert there. That's pretty cool. Yeah, it's a nice experience, everyone. I highly recommend you to go there. You get all right. I'm gonna leave you guys on this note, everyone. On this note, I saw a post where it read, scientists have discovered a giant Earth-like planet with biosignatures that could indicate alien life just 20 light years away. Just 20 light years away, guys. I want to know, how the fuck do they know that there's biosignature life 20 light years away? And they don't even know what the fuck is on in our solar system. What kind of, they don't even have freaking footage of other planets in our solar system, but they know that there's biosignatures 20 light years away. That's fucking insane. That's mind blowing. Makes me either think like, oh, these guys are on some bullshit, or it makes me think like, oh, these guys are just giving us like a little sprinkle of what they've found. But in reality, there's a bunch of shit that they haven't There's a bunch of shit that they haven't given out to the public. But they'll say they found biosignatures of life on 20 light years away. Like, dude, tell us what the fuck's going on in our solar system. Tell us show us some footage of other planets. You know, like, what the hell, dude? Like, that's what I want to know. Like, our fucking tax money is going towards these rockets. Our tax money is going towards these rockets and other fucking scientific research for fucking BS, I want to say, because we haven't even seen any of these. We're barely even seeing Mars now, you know? Like, come on, guys. We need to step up, you know. NASA needs to step up and provide us more footage of other planets, you know, more information. You know, the people can handle the truth. You know, the people can handle the truth, and the people deserve to know the truth. With that being said, I had a bunch of other more topics, you know, a bunch of other more topics to talk about with you guys. But I'm going to cut this video short just because we rambled on about 420 and Hippie Hill. And I think that's enough for this video. I'll save the rest for this video. I hope you all are doing well. I thank you all for subscribing to my videos. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for liking my videos and sharing my videos with those around you. And until next time, everyone, stay positive.